These 4 pastas are my Roman empire because I think about them at least once a week when I hang out with my Italian friends and I need to performatively know about pasta. If you don't know, the 4 Roman pastas are considered to be the classic, essential pasta dishes. They only use a handful of ingredients, they are each connected, and they each tell a story about the region of Lazio. If you're like me, until a minute ago you thought Lazio was a football club, but no, it's actually a region in Italy, and Rome is in it. And I think everyone should make these 4 Roman pastas at least once in their life, because low-key they teach you everything you need to know about making pasta. And I made a list of 4 points for perfect pasta that I learned from making the 4 Roman pastas. Starting with pasta number 1. Cacio e pepe is exactly what it sounds like if you speak Italian. If you don't, it means cheese and pepper. And you might be wondering, how can so few ingredients make a dish that's so widely respected? That's because this pasta is all about technique, specifically mastering heat control. Master Heat Control is an amazing DJ name. Someone needs to use that. Cacio e pepe is not an easy dish to get right. I actually messed it up the first time. But first, let's do the easy part. Take some peppercorns and toast them in a pan just to unlock those flavors, those aromas. And then put it in a mortar and pestle and start grinding away. You want a powder that's a little bit coarse. It has some bigger bits, some smaller bits. Now the only other ingredient is the cacio, the cheese. And for all of these 4 pastas, we need to use pecorino romano. This cheese was and is very widely used in Roman cuisine. It's a sharp sheep's cheese. The Lazio region historically very pastoral. That might be the first time I said that word, pastoral. I'm adding some of my ground pepper to the cheese. Way too much pepper, by the way. I'm a pepe fan, but that was too much pepper for me to handle. In terms of pasta, I'm using a nice spaghetti. And I highly recommend paying a little bit more for a bronze cut pasta. What that means is that the way the pasta was made is by slowly extruding dough through rough, uncoated bronze molds, leading to a rough, porous texture that allows sauce to cling better. It also leads to a starchier surface, which we will learn is essential, because the starchy pasta water is used in all of these Roman dishes to emulsify the pasta sauces. So I take some of this pasta water and add it to my pepper cheese mixture, just to make a sort of paste out of it. This is the base of our sauce. And now on low heat, I'm adding my cooked pasta to the paste. A lot of P words today. And there's no need to drain this pasta. Actually, we benefit from that starchy pasta water coating the pasta. That mixes into the paste, and we add more of it actually to form the sauce. And here comes the hard part. We want to toss and agitate the pasta with the water and the paste to hopefully create a smooth sauce. And to do that, we need to hit a very specific temperature window where the cheese doesn't actually melt, but it is hot enough to kind of break down and form this sauce. So it's very easy to underheat this sauce, but it's also very, very easy to overcook it, as you can see here. This video from Ethan goes more into the science of this, but what this practically means for us is that too much heat will lead to what I got here. Bits of the sauce just kind of turn into this gummy, clumpy mess thing. So let's try again. This time I mixed it up by toasting the pepper in the pan, and I'm adding the pasta water directly into the pan on the pepper, followed by the pasta. Now, very importantly, I turned off the heat, and after forming my cheese pasta water paste, I just put everything together on no heat. So this is 0 heat going right now. And this time it kind of worked. It mostly became this smooth velvety sauce, but as you can see, some bits still melted away, especially on the bottom. So yeah, not a perfect attempt, but I was able to form most of the paste into a sauce. And eating this was actually a drastically different experience. It's almost like you create this new state of matter trapped within the pasta. It's sharp and rich, but not overwhelming at all. It has this airy quality about it. And now if we take the same ingredients and add one more, guanciale, we get pasta alla gricia. Guanciale, the wagyu of bacon. This is cured, salty pork cheek. It's fatty, it's melty, it's savory. I'm chopping it into bite-sized chunks and adding it to a stainless steel pan. Now that we focused on temperature control, we can keep that in mind for this guanciale. We want basically enough heat to bring in some color, some crispiness, but we want to be gentle enough to slowly draw out the fat, render it out. This fat will serve as an emulsifying agent. So what is this emulsion I keep talking about? It's basically mixing two liquids that normally would not want to mix together. For example, fat and water. In our case, it's the pasta water and the fat from the guanciale. With a bit of cooking magic, they become a stable, luxurious, velvety, creamy concoction. After cooking this guanciale, I used a paper towel to remove some fat because it was a little bit too much fat for my preference. And I formed the same cheese paste I did for the cacio e pepe. Now I added my pasta in, give it a little swirl with some pasta water. You can see the sauce actually starting to form already. But to bring it all together, I'm gonna add my cheese paste again on basically no heat, tossing and turning, constantly assessing the consistency of our sauce, just until we see and also hear that emulsion completed. You can tell that's a sauce. And same thing applies here with the heat control. Don't clump up that cheese. Now if we take the same exact ingredients and add egg, we get the controversial star of the show, the one everyone is talking about, carbonara. And I'm gonna piss off some Italians right now, because I did some research. Carbonara is not as Italian as you might think. As opposed to these other three pastas that are undeniably Roman, carbonara is kind of new, and also its origins are very blurry, and it seems like it has some American influences. Sometimes on the internet it seems like God himself wrote the carbonara recipe, and any little variation will trigger thousands of Italian chefs just screaming at you that that's not how it's done. But okay, that small rant aside, this kind of minimal restrictive version of carbonara is my preferred one, and it does fit in pretty seamlessly into our progression of pastas.
Oh my god, this straight up never happened to me in my life. I should have thought it was a conspiracy theory.
We just basically mix in some egg yolks into the cheese mixture, and that's all the difference. And for this recipe, it's all about the timing. Timing is a third point on our list. You want to apply heat gently again and stop the heat and serve right before you see that the pasta reached the consistency. It needs to be a little looser before you serve, because as you serve it, the residual heat will render it perfectly. So yeah, that's carbonara for you. It's a beautiful dish, but it's not as Italian. Now, to finish off the four pastas and to go back to Italy, to Rome, to Lazio, we're gonna take out the egg, take out the black pepper, and just add some tomatoes. The reason I like this one is because of balance. All the other ones are great, but they strike me as just a little one-dimensional. They're very rich, they're very creamy, but this one brings some bright acidity to the mix. After frying off the guanciale, I'm just adding a nice can of tomato passata, and I'm cooking it down in that smoky guanciale fat. I reduced it for about 15 minutes, which gave me just enough time to heat up some water and cook some pasta al dente. The tomato sauce perfectly coats the pasta, giving you an initial bright kick when you eat it, and it leaves just enough space for that guanciale to go through. And it's all delivered perfectly by al dente, nice bronze cut pasta, and that's my favorite pasta of these four. So you can find these recipes as usual and support me at patreon.com/KWOOWK. And yeah, go make these four pastas. I appreciate you. I love you. Actually, just kidding. I don't know who you are. You might, like, you have great taste in YouTube videos, don't get me wrong, but you may be a bad person. I don't know. Maybe you killed someone. If you did, I don't know. Like, don't do that.
È una coccola. It's like a cuddle. Una coccola.
Una coccola.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful.
Lekker. Very nice.